welcome to class. We'll be rooting to rise, as well as just connecting ourselves with the earth and the sky, feeling that we are the conduit between. And on that note, we'll begin our practice standing up. And when we do that, please feel free to take a seat if you want to. As I've demonstrated, there's a chair you can use or stay on the floor. But just kind of get things moving. And as usual, adapt as you need. Always adapt to your body. Let's just take a seat for a moment to come into our space. Inhale and exhale. And feel the breath cascading through your system. Just take about 5 rounds of breath to observe your breath. Then you can close the eyes. Feel that your seat here, our root of a seated pose is the sits bones. And the conduit is the spine, and then we go on up to the crown of the head. So continue to observe your breath. The condition of the breath today. Our witnessing is part of our practice. Another round. And as we flutter the eyes open to take our next breath work, we're going to stand for that. I'll just say again, if you want to take any of this upper body stuff sitting down, please do that, or sit in a chair. So to stand, I'm just going to use the chair for that help. And kneel on up. Take that foot forward. Inhale, exhale, feel that pelvic floor lift. So we elevate ourselves up. And then move any props aside for the moment. We'll begin standing, come down a little bit, and then go on back up. And we'll use a blanket and a block today. Awesome. So let's stand first in the middle of the mat, just taking this breath work. First, let's begin with our feet as our roots. So look down at the feet. Inhale, exhale, spread the toes, lift the toes off the mat. And as you exhale, place the toe pads on the mat so you feel that gecko-like grip there. And then we get the balls of the feet and the ball of the little toes and the inner heel and the outer heel. Great. And then allow your gaze to bring you on up, recognizing that we have this axis point, and yet we have those roots through the feet. Let's take our mind's eye to the legs. Inhale, expand, exhale, and just feel the legs nice and drawing towards each other. And then hands on hips to the pelvis. Hold on to that pelvis and just notice it spilling slightly forward. So you have a nice curve in the low back. Take the hands to the ribs. Feel the ribs with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Observe where the breath travels. And then dropping the arms to the side. Just feel those shoulders lining up with the hips and with the ears. Chin in neutral. So we're going to take the breath work here standing. Again, sit down anytime you like. We're going to take the skull shining breath. So this is a restorative breath. It's a warming breath. And spring is coming, so let's warm it up. You can take a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly for this breath. Inhale. So we're going to inhale and exhale just normally. Fully exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to take the exhales out in short spurts through the nostrils for about 10 breaths. So we'll inhale and exhale. As you come in, the abdominals will contract. And then come back to your normal breath. And again, you may want to sit down if this is causing any sensation of dizziness. Inhale, exhale. Return to normal breath. Inhale, exhale. And back to normal breath. Let the arms drop next to the body. Slightly bend those knees so we keep the pressure off of the joints. Inhale and exhale. So notice the breath. Maybe there's a change in the breath as we go down with our mind's eye to the root. Again, take a seat in the chair, and you're still going to go down to the roots of those feet as we take the hands to the hips, and we're going to circle the ankles. So with the roots of our feet, just the balls of the feet and the balls of the big and little toe mound on the floor. We're just going to roll those ankles in one direction, keeping that other leg slightly bent so we support the structure. And take the right foot down. Inhale, left leg lifts, left knee bends, and we lift the foot and circles in that direction. And then in the other. And then take the feet as our roots again, heels down. Beautiful. We're going to take our hands to the hips so we feel the hip circles around the center. So we are that conduit, earth to sky, but we're going to feel those legs nice and strong as we soften the knees and take the hips in a wider circle or even small circles if that works for you. If you're on a chair, you can use those sits bones as your root system and just turn the torso in circles around the roots of the sits bones. Let's come into that nice, even breath. And then we'll take those circles around in the other direction. So we're hula hoop, hips, very slow hula hoop. Not sure it would stay up at this pace. And then let's come and rotate around the axis as we make those smaller circles smaller and smaller. Find your center. Inhale. Exhale, observe the body, and then take the hands up to the ribs. And we're going to guide the ribs over towards the right, forward, and then to the left in circles, back. Following nice even breath. This is going to affect your breath because we're moving those lungs around. And then change the direction of the circle. And then finding your midpoint again. Just take the fingertips to the shoulders, and we're going to rotate those elbows in circles as we feel that rotation in our shoulders. Always lined up with the next, just below the ears. And change the direction of the circles. And then drop the arms. Beautiful. We're going to take some neck work now, but the root of these neck turns is that base of the neck, right? So we have almost like a little hammock effect at the base of our neck. And that supports this structure, and that is the root of our turn. So keep that nice and solid. Sorry, my dog is misbehaving. Take the hands to the hips, inhale, exhale, look over towards the right. And then come back through center, looking over to the left. So don't go beyond what the roots want to extend to. Come back to center. Inhale, exhale, find your neutral here, pulling into the center line, looking up, and then bringing the chin down towards the heart, keeping that heart open, broadening across collarbones as we lengthen the back of the neck. So from standing, again, anytime you're tired of the standing, please, by all means, have a seat. Let's come on up. And now we're going to take our chin up and down. So we're making wave action with our chin towards the right. And then let's take those waves through center, like sound waves, just up and down. And then back to neutral. Let's take the arms up above towards the sky, fingertips reaching up. Reach up with your left, picking an apple with your left hand, and then your right. Oh, we're already getting taller here. Let's take the arms and sweep them behind the body so that we take the fingertips clasped at the base of our spine. So allow the hands to drop just at the base, behind the sacrum. Inhale, exhale, draw those low ribs in. Feel your center. Even more broadening across the collarbones. And we'll take those arms, keeping yourself broad across the front here. We're going to take the arms to the side, reach through the fingertips. So we're reaching, if you're on that chair or on the floor, reach the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, exhale, right ear to right shoulder. And we're going to take that root, again, that mind's eye to the base of the neck and not go beyond where we feel anchored there. Kind of exploring our roots here. We can look downward diagonally towards the right shoulder, just a little bit perhaps, and then forward. Exploration, taking the right hand to the right ear. Let's keep the lift in the head as we come on up and reaching through those fingertips again, taking the left ear to left shoulder. Maybe your jaw loosens a little bit on the way, because it's all connected. And then maybe the chin goes down towards the left shoulder, following a diagonal back to center, looking, well, actually just still on that left plane, looking down and up. Follow your breath. And take the hand to the left ear, lifting up. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Inhale, find the length, reaching. Here we are between earth and sky. Let's bring in the good stuff and take our arms out to hitchhiker or thumbs up. That like thumbs up, hands, and then down, thumbs down, the not so like thumbs. And then back up, let's rotate through those shoulders. And down. Yes, and then take those arms out to a T, looking over your right shoulder. Pressing the left arm, we'll do that nice nerve floss, taking the left hand behind you. If you're standing with me, please keep those knees soft. Come on back to center, looking over the left. Pressing through your right hand, slide it back. Keeping that length, keeping the root at the center. That sternum in between the collarbones, that's the root of this reach. Let's come on back to center. Arms up to cactus. Let's reach the arms up first, inhaling, finding the length. Oh goodness, the dog's gonna move my camera. And then come back to cactus. Inhale, exhale, thumbs behind, pinkies up. The heart eyes are looking up. And then we'll find that we tuck the back ribs in, everything gets a nice solidity, and then we'll take the laundry down on the line. Hang those forearms, swing them. And then back up, thumbs behind you, and pinkies up. And then back, and then down. And then up, pinkies forward, thumbs back. Inhale, exhale, close the curtain, bringing those elbows together. One of my favorite foundational openers for the upper body. Let's lift it up towards the sky. Feel that pointing up towards the sky, and then open up the curtains, bringing it back to cactus, and then together exhaling. Follow your breath, reaching up, open up, and then elbows to the ribs. Let's keep those bladders balanced. Inhale, exhale, bringing it all together again into the center. Pressing everything together. That press together is going to engage those muscles that support your shoulders. Lift on up. Ah, so nice. Drop the arms. And then we'll separate the knees a little bit. If you're seated, you can do a seated twist. But if you're standing or you want to stand now, we're doing a Tai Chi style twist. where we just do some tapping out. That opposite hand comes to the opposite shoulder in front, keeping the knees soft. And the opposite hand in the back will just tap the back, reminding our back body, giving it that sound to remind us we're here, the axis, but we can reach all of those points and bring our awareness there. Great. Now bringing the feet back, just kick those circles tiny, tiny, and back to center. We're going to take a side bend reaching up to the sky. Left hand grabs the right. Root through the right foot especially. Soften the knees. And if you're seated, just root through the feet again. And our hip would be another root. And we're leaning away from that root towards the left. You can take your left hand and just use that stroking action to support that right arm. Gaze soft, face soft. Ease yourself on back up, taking the right hand to the left wrist, rooting through the left side, and sweeping over. So we feel that length. And then come on back up. We're going to lengthen it a little bit more, taking the hip, taking the balance to the left foot and sweeping the right foot behind. Bend the left knee. Solid through your right foot. So actually hands to hips here for a moment. Feeling your hips in the frontal plane. We're going to step through that right foot nice and solid. Again, feeling as if you had little tendril roots growing down to the floor. Inhale, take the right arm up, and we'll just help that right arm over with the left hand at the wrist. And see if you can press through that right foot. If you want to be at a wall or a chair, a lovely friend of the chair, holding on to make this a little deeper. Roll the shoulder away from the ear so we don't overstrain that root. Inhale and exhale. Gorgeous. Let's come on back to the center. Bend and straighten the legs if you're in center with me. Sweeping on up. Bending that right knee. Take the left foot behind you. And you can do this from seated just by crossing the legs. Got that left foot root and the left hip. And we've got that left shoulder. So we want to roll it away from the ear. A little trick to get it to flow more nicely. Inhale. Exhale up and unwind. And we'll take that Tai Chi twist again. Feeling that beautiful cascade of energy down the body. Cascade from up to down. Cascade yourself with breath. Lovely. Let's switch it up now, get a little smaller. Slow those circles down, as Joni Mitchell says, and then we'll take a block. Taking ourselves to the base of the mat, we're just taking a little progression with our block. If you're seated, you can just squeeze that block between the thighs so you can feel that root. Great. And we're going to step to the base of the mat. I can show this sideways. Squeezing that block, we know what that does. Just activate that physical memory of drawing inward, right? Taking the hands to the hips. I love those hands as guidance for the pelvis, right? We're not arching too far forward, too much strain in the low back, but we're not tucking completely forward. That would strain things too. So find your midpoint, inhale. Exhale, use your breath to navigate and find where your neutral spine is. Just circle yourself around that center. If you had an energetic ribbon, you would wrap it around the center. Beautiful. Now we're going to progress just towards chair. But if you have a chair nearby and you want to just have that as support or your hand on a chair, adapt and modify. Inhale, exhale, press into the block. We're just going to bend the knees very slightly, bending at the waist, right? Towards a chair pose, but just a baby chair pose. So just a little bit and come back up. Inhale again. Exhale. This time, let's lift the pelvic floor up, the elevator on up to the penthouse of the crown of the head. Fortify there. Inhale and exhale again. Let's try that again. Inhale, exhale, pelvic floor, ribs, and let's hinge forward, bending the knees behind the toes. And inhale again, back up. Maybe a little bit deeper this time, but make sure we activate that center, feeling taller through the spine. Great. And then inhale again. Exhale, bending towards chair pose, just like maybe 50% towards chair pose, and then back up again, squeezing the block extra so we feel that support. Inhale, exhale. Let's see if we can take a little deeper chair pose. Nice. And then ease yourself down, keeping those hands active on the floor. We're going to take those hands and remove the block. Walk the hands out and bringing the shins down to the floor. You can feel free to cushion with that blanket. Take a little sequencing here. Protect those lovely bones and the lovely roots of our pose. In this case, it is the shins, both shins, and the tops of the feet. So we're down here. And if you want to, if you'd be more comfortable in a down dog, you can do that too. Inhale, exhale, find the framework. Hands and shins and tops of feet are the root system. Draw that energy up. So we're going to change the shape by bringing the right knee forward into a low lunge, and you can do this upside down on the floor if you want to take the pressure off your knee. Low lunge here, take the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, exhale, pull back with the fingertips and find that pelvic floor lift in just a little bit of a different direction towards the crown of the head. So we open up that right hip. See if you can pull that right hip back a little bit, square them off, bringing yourself into the center. And then we'll take our left hand to the floor into a twist, reaching up with your right arm, up towards the sky. Do you feel that the left hand or the left fist there is the root, and we're reaching up from there through the right fingertips. Broaden, lengthen, and exhale down. Both hands around that front foot. We're going to draw the right foot back. And for a moment, we can rest in child's or reaching out to puppy pose, keeping the knees hip width apart. Forehead on the floor, lengthen here. So if you're in child's or you're in the puppy, you're going to feel the root again as you exhale. Just make sure that's the shins that are the focal point of our anchoring, and the arms. And then bring yourself back to tabletop, fists or hands on the floor. Inhale, exhale, find that conduit. This is beautiful conduit of our spine. And then take your left foot forward. You can help it forward. Left knee into that low lunge. Taking the fingertips on up, finding that length in the spine as you pull back. We find the center axis even though our spine is horizontal. And then we can take the right hand down to the floor. Inhale, let's lengthen on up, rooting through the right hand and reaching along the right arm, and then the left arm reaches up. Looking towards the left. On your exhale, bring that down. And we'll draw that left leg back, left foot, left knee, back to our tabletop. Let's take the knees back along our blanket And bringing ourselves forward to a knee plank, or if you like to take those knees off the mat and do a full plank, because like that's you're feeling like doing that, that's fine. Or just keep those soft touch on the mat. So what is the root of this? The root is really the mid part of the body. So we want to lift the back of the ribs up, keeping ourselves lighter off of the wrists. Beautiful. Great. From here, let's ease ourselves down. So we're going to take ourselves on our left side, or our right side actually, and ease ourselves down onto the mat. And take ourselves on the belly. Taking the forehead down, make a pillow for your head with your hands. Take the tops of the feet. So this is a pose in itself. And our root system is the entire length of the body. Feeling the contact with the floor, with the earth beneath us, and feeling the expansiveness above us of the back body. Take the tailbone and see if you can point it towards the heels as you exhale. And notice those glutes will engage. And then let go of the effort. Sway the hips side to side. Let that go. And then we're going to take those tops of the feet, pressing those toes and the feet into the mat. Notice that'll just travel up the legs. And we get to take that tailbone towards the heels, and the hands drift through the shoulders right underneath and into our baby cobra. So could just be lifting your head off the mat, the shoulders. You don't have to come up very far. We want to feel that system of arc from the tops of the feet on upward and down. Inhale up. Complete exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Lovely. Let's take ourselves onto our other side. Actually, back on the left. And we'll take ourselves into reclined Buddha. So again, this is a nice way to feel a different contact with the earth, the root of this pose being the side body. Feet flexed, inhale. Exhale, let's bend the right knee so that we take it to a right angle and point the tailbone towards the heel as we lengthen. Inhale, exhale. And then taking the legs right again, straight side to side. Let's roll onto the back, onto the other side. Take a thigh stretch there. Legs straight, feet meet together, hand in front of the chest. So we balance there. Inhale, exhale, bend the left knee. So we take that right angle, and pointing the tailbone is really how we create that opening across the front of the body. Inhale, exhale, pelvic floor, lifting. Great. And then release. As we come back onto the belly, take the forearms to the floor as you lift the hips up towards our tabletop. We're going to come back up onto the mat. Up to standing. So if you have a moment and if you'd like to take a moment in down dog with me, you could do that, or just come on up to standing. Curl the toes under your down dog, lifting the thighs to the ribs and lengthen and pedal the feet. If you're in a tabletop and you'd like to just lengthen the legs behind you, you can do that too for a nice hamstring visit. Nice. Walk the feet towards the hands. And we'll end up here in our lovely forward fold where we get to release the neck, or in a chair, you can just lean over on the chair and hang the head down. Feel that soft release through the neck. If you're standing on the feet with me, coming up to a flat back, taking the hands to that hinge point at the hips, come on up to standing. We're going to travel through a few poses here, reaching back and balancing and opening up our hearts. So inhale, hands on hips, exhale, reaching the left leg back. We're going to slightly bend our right knee to come back towards warrior one. And if you're warrior one, you want to just keep a very soft angle with your right knee, you can do that. We'll take the hands to the hips so we feel that orientation of the pelvis, and then bring it down, angling your back foot, finding a comfortable angle and width between the feet. Inhale, let's root through the feet. So we feel that and feel those roots speaking to each other, just like trees do, apparently. The roots speak to each other. Each foot is sending out that communication. And then we get to draw into the center line, dropping that tailbone slightly, back of the ribs. And then let's take the arms like wingspan. So we're just going to take the arms up towards the sky and then down. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, drawing wide circles. And then with the one next time you come down, we're going to fly forward, tiptoe the left toes up. And come on forward to mountain. Now we're going to step on the left foot. If you want a chair nearby to balance, we're going to bend our right knee just like we were lying down, but we're going to do this vertically. Inhale, exhale. Feel that strength of your center. You want to take your right hand and reach for the right heel, touching the right heel, and taking the left arm up skyward. This is a super conduit pose, left foot all the way up to the fingertips, dancer pose. You can hinge forward at the left hip or just stay nice and tall. Reaching and reaching. And then come on back. Bringing that right foot light touch down. And we're going to step back with that right foot. We're going to take a high lunge on the other side. So that means that you keep those back toes curled up. Hands on the hips again to guide us. And here in the high lunge, inhale, exhale into the center and draw the arms up to the sky. Keeping the arms aloft. Can you tiptoe forward? Keeping yourself nice and tall to mountain. And then draw ourselves back to mountain pose. Inhale, exhale, take the hands to the heart. Find stillness here. Meditative mountain. Then take the hands to the hips. We're going to take it to the other side. So we're going to step back with the right foot to our warrior one, angling that back foot. Again, take the bend in the left knee as much as you want today. If you're in a chair mood, you can be on the chair doing a high lunge on the side. And then we'll take those arms out, wingspan. Taking those pterodactyl wings, like my teacher Harvey likes to call them. And up and down. On your next exhale, drawing around your center, fly forward, woohoo, to mountain. Find the mountain through the exhale. Bend the left knee, taking the weight on the right, reaching for that heel. Inhaling right arm next to right ear. Allow the exhale to guide you back to center. And hinging at the right hip, seeing if you can find that reach. Just a little bend or not. Coming back up. Release down to mountain. And we're going to reach that left foot back to a high lunge, curling the toes under, hands on hips to guide us towards center. Sweep the arms on high. Reaching through that back heel. And then tiptoe forward into mountain. So I'm going to follow those movements and I'm going to give you fewer cues, but if you want to just use this as our flowing meditation, always aware of wrapping yourself around the center through all of the movements and rooting through what you can find to be the root of the pose. Beautiful. Hands on hips, inhale, exhale, left foot back to warrior one. Arms, forward, mountain, with left foot down, dancer, back up to mountain, reaching with the right foot back to high lunge, arms up, fly forward, reaching up to mountain, hands to hips, inhale, exhale, step back with the right foot to warrior one. Your breath is your guide. Arms, wingspan. Fly forward, mountain. Left knee bends, dancer. Release to mountain. And reach back with your left foot to high lunge. Arms up. Reaching, keeping reaching, tiptoe forward. Arms down. Mountain. Hands at heart in Anjali Mudra. Take the hands to the hips and turn around as we head down to take our elevation down again. Let's take our hands to the crown of the head. Just appreciating that center, that reaching, and then just take the hands and just give the rub down to the sides of the neck. And rub down each arm towards the hands, other arm, the chest, and the back, and the hips. Keep the feet hip width apart as you bend at the waist and stroke down the legs, the thighs, the shins, the feet, and the hands find the mat. Switch on to our side. Exhale onto your back. This is where we find our block again. And take the feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. If you want to use a blanket to support the lift of the hips, you can always do that. Just take a moment here as we changed elevation from our mountain. Exhale. Notice the breath, notice the body. Taking a little tour. Make sure we use our intuition through our movement. The earth is beneath us, sky above. Exhale completely. Find your feet on the floor. So we've got those roots through the feet. And as if you're shoulder to hips or a drawbridge, taking the arms to the floor, we're going to lift the drawbridge up to a bridge pose. Inhale, exhale, lift up. Nice and solid. Hold the bridge, pressing through the arms. So we want to feel through the breath the solidity from our knees to the shoulders. If you want to go down a little bit for a smaller bridge, totally fine. And let's take a block or a blanket underneath the sacrum, and we're going to place the sacrum down. Exhale completely. Find yourself a comfort point on the block or the blanket. Should feel really good. Any effort in those muscles can release through a breath. See if we can straighten out the right leg and then the left, and keeping ourselves flexed and the feet, toes pointing up at the sky. Take the hands and take the fingers to the hip bones and pull outward toward the outside of the body along the inside of the hip bone. Great. And then we can rise up with the arms next to the ears and feel the complete release. We've got that contact with the block, the entire length of the body, of the back body. Release the front body open. And drawing into our center with our exhale, let's take the arms down towards the heels, down to the floor again. Inhale. Exhale, using the strength of your abdominals and your center line. Straighten out the right leg. Sorry, I meant the opposite. Bend the right leg, foot on the floor, and bend the left. Back to our bridge prep, supported spa bridge. Inhale, exhale. Let's take the right knee towards the chest, back of the thigh supported. Take the sacrum and see if you can find that anchor. Grow roots beneath your sacrum. Feel the tendrils in the earth. Let's find our mind's eye to the foot, that left foot. Find the root system there. And the back of the shoulders. Find the roots there. And can the roots speak to each other here? As we take our right sole of the foot up towards the sky, if you'd like to guide your right knee over towards the right armpit, that's fine. I'm going to keep it narrow myself. Half happy baby. Hold on to the ankle or the foot or the back of the thigh. But let's remind gravity to visit that right thigh. And take your left leg, see if you can straighten that out with the hips lifted. Holding onto your right thigh or right ankle, lift the left arm next to your left ear. Using your exhale to always draw back to the center so we feel supported through the core. And then sweeping the left arm down. Feel the full length of that arm onto the floor And then bend the left knee, foot on the floor. And release the right foot to the floor. Inhale, exhale. Notice the difference between each side. Inhale the left knee towards the face. And hold the back of the thigh. Let's find those roots again. Right foot, sacrum, back of the shoulder blades, back of the ribs, back of the head. With that in mind, lift that left foot up to the sky. You can take that knee over if you want. Supporting the left thigh, straighten the right leg. And your right arm next to right ear. Find that length on your right side, should feel great. If it doesn't, just bend the knee. And sweep the right arm down. Inhale, exhale, find that support in the center and the abdominals. Bend the right knee, bringing the foot to the floor. And release the left foot. Boom. Now take the soles of the feet together and the knees wide apart. And release through those inner thighs, through the outer thighs. Rest the palms on the floor, the arms. You can even lift up and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Whatever is comfortable for you, only extend as far as is comfortable for you today. You can even keep the knees a little closer together. Supporting our hearts, our root system, our minds. Take the hands to the sides of the thighs. Bring the thighs towards each other. And then we'll take a supported happy baby. So if you'd like to go lower in your altitude, you can grab the blanket and place that under your sacrum, or just simply go down to the floor. Or if you want to see this elevated happy baby, we're going to inhale both knees one at a time towards the chest. So again, rooting through the sacrum, the back of your ribs. Find the breath. Soles of the feet both to the sky, right and left. Holding on to the ankles if you'd like, or the feet. Notice the curl in the spine and exhale the sacrum to its root. Again, keeping in mind your own rhythm, your own needs, what the body wants to do. Hands to the back of the thigh. Support the right foot as it goes down. And support the left foot. Now from here, keep your hands on the hips. So take the fingertips again to the hip bones. As you inhale, imagine expanding into your hands on the sides of the pelvis. As you exhale, let's press the hands in towards the center line into the pelvis and just feel that pulling up from this pelvic floor as we cinch it in towards the center line. Again, expand through your inhale, exhale, press those hands in. With that same engagement, hold it and bring the knees up to the sky and straighten out the legs if that works for you, or keep them bent. Just play around with that position. Arms down to the floor now, pressing through the arms. Feel that support, that anchor. And point and flex the feet. Our feet get to float instead of working on the ground. Circle the ankles and just play here with that elevation. Yes, you can bring the soles of the feet together, butterfly out the knees, and then straighten on back again to our synchronized swimmer feet, legs, and then back, using an awareness of your lower abdominals to reach on up and come down into butterfly, heels towards hips, and then on up. And hold on to those arms on the floor as we take the feet out towards a V shape with the legs. But try to keep that rooting awareness into your center as you reach out. So we're going to inhale with the legs in candlestick and then exhale as they separate. Don't take them really wide apart if you don't want to. Just take them a little bit so we can have that energy of cinching into the center. It's really what we're playing with today. As those feet absorb some of that expansive sky energy. And then back, bend the knees. Lovely. Let's bring the feet to the floor. Lift on up into a bridge as high as you'd like. Remove the block. And as if we were that drawbridge again, inhale, lengthen to the spine, exhale. We'll bring the drawbridge down. Bring the feet together and the knees together. And we'll just rock them out side to side. Let's take the palms up towards the sky now so we feel the thumbs reaching out. Rock it out side to side, easing through the low back. Cradling the low back. That low back, that sacrum, serves as our root system for so many movements. Takes a lot of pressure, so let's ease up and soften. That energetic awareness of the low back that can take so much stress when we're mentally stressed. That takes a lot of pressure. So as we cradle and rock, let it feel that it can let it go. Inhale. Exhale, roll onto your left side. Palm on top, palm on top of left. Find the right angles, your thighs to the body, shins to the thighs. And sweep the right arm up to the sky. As you open up, left arm, right arm reaching. Soft twist, keeping those knees together, protecting the structure of that sacrum area. Release a long exhale, sigh it out. Reach skyward again, right fingertips. Rolling onto the back, soften as you take it to the other side. Left arm on top of right. Find your beautiful shape on the floor again. Inhale, the left fingertips up. Exhale, feeling those arms open. Enjoy the expansion. Release through the back body. Taking those fingertips on the left, reaching up, arc shape up towards the sky, bringing it back on top of the right. Ease yourself onto your back. Knees together, feet apart, easy pose. This is a chance for you to take a few breaths and to find out what your body wants right now. Maybe it just wants to chill out here in easy pose, or it wants to take some other stretch, maybe lengthening, maybe eagle legs, whatever you want to take into your practice right now using that root system of your very own, taking a tour. And take whatever movement calls to you. And when you've taken your intuitive pose, let's take the fingertips to the third eye and just soften through the third eye massage circles. Take the fingertips across the eyebrows to the temples, recognizing the body as a temple. As we circle backwards on the temples, loosen the jaw, circle forward with the fingers. Taking the fingers to the ears, pull out away from the center. Pinch the edges of the ears. Feel the jaw loosen. Feel the tongue relax. And then release the arms down next to the body, palms up to the sky. Stay in easy pose or take one leg long and then the other, taking the feet out to the side for resting pose. Listen to the sound of your breath. Close the eyes so that we can better hear it. The breath is our conduit to self-knowledge, to self-awareness, to sending intentions to the body, to the mind, to the spirit. From our center, we have that expansive network throughout our body, all the balance of the beautiful systems in harmony. And may that sense of harmony we all have with our breath through our practice keep radiating outward. Inner peace, outer peace, inner peace, outer peace, inner peace, outer peace. Deepen your inhale, deepen your exhale. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bend your elbows and your knees. Roll onto your side. Taking a breath here. Then easing yourself up. Use your hands to help you up. Really root through the hands. Help you up to a seated position. Feeling our fingertips on the floor. Let's just place a hand on the floor and then a hand on the heart. We've got that solidity. Letting our hearts guide us. Inhale. Exhale. Hands in prayer position at the heart. Thank you so very much for joining me in the practice today. Namaste.